On July 29th, 2000, in front of close to 200 people, Lou and I took our vows. We looked each other in the eyes. We were sure, deliberate, and confident in the words we spoke that day. However, life challenges, bad habits, baggages, experiences, fears led us through peaks and valleys that would later cause the demise of our sacred covenant. After 15 years of battles with infertility, outside opinions and influences, financial uncertainty, lack of support, and growth in our relationship, we succumbed to the very thing that we once vowed not to be a statistic in our life. Job 3:25 says, "For the thing which I greatly feared has come upon me. I woke up one morning and my body was in the house, but my heart had evacuated the premises." We attempted to fight the battles through counseling and talking relentlessly over our challenges, but the abyss widened. Everywhere I went, my reticular activating system saw divorce. It was everywhere, on billboards, on social media, commercials, and even people around us. Finally, it happened. Anyone who knows me usually refer to me as a strong woman. That has its advantages and its disadvantages. The disadvantage is that when you go through pain, people don't understand it. But I have feelings too, like anyone else. I make mistakes. I hurt. I am wounded. I get broken like anyone else. After 15 years, I walked away from my marriage, and it was not a decision that was made lightly. Lou and I, we were ashamed, we were embarrassed, we were in a lot of pain. But what we discovered during this journey is that there's a lot of people out there that are hurting and broken as well in their relationships and marriages. Our testimony is something that we wanted to share with people so that they know that they're not alone. Sharing our story, it wasn't an easy decision to make, but if it helps you and your family, we are most grateful. In 2015, I remember one day I was in a parking lot at the mall. I was getting ready to go into the mall, and I received a call from Lucien, and he wanted to know one question. And what was your question?
Do you still love me?
And I said no. And I felt to myself, why did I say that? But then I also felt a sense of release because it was something I had been holding in for a little bit.
I remember, and that was one of the most painful things to hear, and the way in which I heard it. I knew we were going through a lot of things at that time, but I just needed to know how you truly felt, and it was devastating.
I walked out, and I remember driving over the George Washington Bridge to my new destination, and so many emotions were going through me. I was sad, I I was fearful, and I exhaled, and I started a new life.
That was one of the most surreal moments for me. I knew logically what was happening, but it just didn't register. It just seemed like I was having an out-of-body experience. I was watching a movie take place, because I kept saying to myself, this can't be my life. This can't be what this has come to. But interestingly enough, through all of that emotion, anger, frustration, tears, I never accepted it as being real. Beyond it being a surreal moment, it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life. Well, after Tracy left, I got in a very sunken place. I didn't want to go anywhere. I really didn't want to interact with too many people. I didn't really feel like being around other people. I would just go to work and come home. And I was fighting off depression. I was embarrassed. I was hurt. I was scared. I was lonely. I was fearful. And I knew, because I work in the mental health industry, I knew I was feeling depressed. So I just went on a real, I tried to just do things to get myself out of that. I tried all sorts of things, exercise and just aimless walks in the mall, etc. But I had to do something to fight off the depression that I was feeling.
Embracing this change became a very powerful experience for me. And the reason why is because I was alone a lot. And the number one thing, or the number one transition that happened in my life, was prayer. I found myself praying morning, noon, and night for strength to get me through this new transition. I also wrote in my journals a lot. I listened to a lot of sermons. I listened to a lot of gospel music. I stayed away from television, and I definitely stayed away from negative people. I'm just being real, because sometimes when you're going through a hard transition in your life, or you're going through pain, the last thing that you want is people around you that is judgmental, that is critical, that is negative, that is asking you a lot of strange questions, or people even trying to point fingers and blame. Mm-hmm. This is our life. This is our journey, and it was happening. And so it was important for us really to take some time alone, because it was a very, very painful and hard time. One day I was walking on the beach, and it hit me. This whole process hit me like a ton of bricks. And I called him on the phone. And at first I called him just to kind of say, hey, how you doing? How are you feeling? And we started talking. We started processing this painful experience. We started sharing honestly how we felt about how I've been hurt. He's been hurt, about how we feel about this difficult process. And I learned during those conversations so much more than I have learned in many years prior.
The reason we were able to come back together after we went apart is because we had a thread that stayed even when we were apart. And what that was friendship. Not only was it friendship, but we stayed in communication. I can only speak for myself. There were times when I didn't want to speak to Tracy, or I was angry at her. But she would call me, and she's my best friend. So I want to talk to my best friend, even though I'm angry or my ego is hurt. And even when you're angry and your ego is hurt and you're going through all these emotions, for anyone who's listening out there, if you think about the people that you love, family, close friends, best friends, sister, brother, cousins, that bond that holds you together is that friendship, outside of even blood. And that was the thing that I think was what held us together. Because I don't know, I can't speak for her, but even for me, even though we were apart, I didn't want to be apart. I didn't want to be with anyone else. And I told her often, sometimes I told her in times when she didn't really want me to say it, but I told her that what I was doing and what I was about and what I wanted. And I was very definitive about it.
Luke used to tell me, I prayed for you every day. I prayed for him every single day. When we didn't pray together, we prayed individually, and we didn't even know we were praying for each other. And it was the key. It was the key. The key ingredient in this whole process was prayer.
Marriage doesn't come with a manual. Most of us are just trying to figure it out. And there's lots of trial and error. The statistics we all know, they're disturbing. Most marriages don't make it past 7 years. The enemy is real, and he's trying to kill, steal, and destroy. And the thing that he does is he thrives on the discord in relationships and marriage. We received a lot of phone calls, and we've just seen a lot of things on social media about the attack that marriage is under, and we felt the need to do something about it. And we just wanted to share our personal journey and 5 things that we did that helped us reconcile our differences. The first being humility. Put down your ego. Less of us, more of him. The second would be forgiveness. Letting go of the things that hurt us in the past. The third would be prayer. Prayer was vital. We prayed when we were apart, and we prayed together. And I think that's very, very important. Honesty is something that is essential in a relationship, to be transparent, to be honest, to be real. And last but definitely not least is we worked on rebuilding the feeling. Rebuilding those things that made us want to get married in the first place, and those are things that we focused on and concentrated on, and it's helped us.
Absolutely, Lou. Those 5 points have been very powerful in our reconciliation. Yes. And what our question is to you is, are you having challenges in your relationship? Or do you know of someone having challenges in their relationship? If so, we want you to know you're not alone. We're here telling our story and our testimony in the hopes that this will encourage you to seek help.
Yes. And
to understand that marriages go through ups and downs, and that having a support system is what we all need.
Yes.
And so today, we want to encourage you to click on the link below, connect with us, and let us help you. We are a point of contact and resource. And so we just want to say, God bless you. We are here for you. We are support if you need it. And just know this, with God, all things are possible. God bless you. We love you. Share this video with your friends and your family. Maybe it will save a marriage or a relationship.
I was talking about that. The other day to this girl named Tracy.
Did you ever get her back?
Well, okay. Well, I'll tell you. Wait, hold on. There was a...
Remember what T.D. Jake said? He had his wife is his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. When did you get your girlfriend back?
Well, we were in her car, and we were shopping or something we did together. Or I met her at a mall or something, and we were talking. We had a very deep conversation, and she got very emotional, and she started crying. And as she started crying, I started comforting her, and I was hugging her. But it's just natural for me to want to kiss her. So as she was crying, I kissed her, and then she kissed me back, and then she kind of looked at me like, "You're taking advantage of this situation." I was like, "Yeah, I'm taking advantage of this situation."
Everyone who knows me refers to me as a strong woman. That has its advantages and its disadvantages.
Start again.
Everyone who...
Just give me a dog, baby.
Yeah, man. Shoulder bump.
No.
My ponytail is too tight. That's good. You know what I wanted to share?
Oh, Jesus.